Hi everyone, happy studying. I hope all is well. I did want to pop on here and just go over some SATA information with you. So, first, I want to start off by going over the chain of command within SATA. I feel like this is where most of the confusion and questions have come from. So, here in this blue tier, we have our members and then our co chairs. So our members and our co-chairs will be working directly with each other. Lauren, Jess, Ellie, Chloe, Suzanne, and Kira. We're so excited to have a fun year with you guys. Um, you guys will basically be organizing and making sure that the group is on track. I would just say you could think of yourself as the leaders within the committee. You guys will be communicating directly with the executive members. So I don't know if you can see all these tabs up here, but these are forms. It kind of depends on what your executive members want to do, but usually you guys will be filling out these forms for them, presenting them to your executive members, and then the executive members will take it from there. So, like I said, you guys will be communicating with the executive members. Then the executive members will be communicating directly with Hammond, and then Hammond communicates directly with administration. I explained this from bottom to top, but this also works from top to bottom as well. So, if administration and Hammond come up with something, Hammond will be the one to tell all of us, your executive committee, and then we will be relaying that information to the co-chairs, if not the whole group as a whole. Um, so moving on, I do want to add actually that this is important. The reason we have dates and meeting dates and deadlines and all of that is because the executive committee does meet with Hammond. We have to answer to her and we have to make sure that we're prepared for whatever she might be handing our way or asking us. And we want to make sure that we're on the right track. So next I will go over the forms. So starting with the project activity approval form, or I guess before we get started, I did want to mention this may seem redundant. I do have a bunch of descriptions on here to guide you through this process, but some things do get confusing, so I just want to use this video as clarification. So like I said, starting with the project activity approval form, you will put the date that you're filling the form out. Then you will add the committee that you're a part of. So that would be professional excellence, activities, public relations, etc. Well, not really, etc., but you're part of one of those. You will add whatever one you're a part of in there. Then the activity or project date that you are requesting. And then if you need funds or not. So yes for funds, no for funds, no funds. If you do need funds, it says right here you need to attach a fund request form, which I will go over next. And then this part is really important. This is where you will sum up your activity or project that you are wanting to do. I do have some examples of things that you should include: time, location, invited participants, cost for participation, all of that on here. But you might want to add even more information because, once again, this is what the executive committee reads and votes on if it should be allowed or not. And then administration also votes on this. And then we sign and date down here. So this should be as detailed as possible. And then it does say allow at least 1 week for a response. Your executive committee is amazing. I feel like we're all really on top of things, and we all will get to you as soon as things are approved. So next is the fund request form. Again, you'll fill out the date, the committee you're a part of, the requestee. So this will be the person that will be making the purchases. We just put this so then if we have any questions or anything needs to be adjusted, we can reach out to you and talk to you about whatever it might be. Then you'll put the activity or project name that it belongs to, the activity project date that you are hoping to get. And then once again, I have all of the examples of things that you need to break down and kind of put on this form. Um, Kind of self-explanatory, but for example, if you need 4 balloons, you put 4 quantity. The item will be balloons. The estimated total, say it's $4. And then in the notes, if you did want to utilize the notes, you can put for decorations, or you can put, oh, we went to Target, or whatever. If you run out of space, you can attach a second request form. Just be sure to put page 2 and then make sure that your total funds are on the second page. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. Make sure you add it all up, and then get as close to the amount that you need as possible. I know that's not always 100% correct, but we just need a rough estimate. And then your executive committee will again approve or deny this, and then if they approve it, the administration will then approve it as well. So with this fund request form, we do have a card for you to utilize. So the last class did reimbursement only. So what they did was they had people purchase on their own personal cards, and then they reimbursed them after. I don't think that's I don't think it's very good, honestly, to do that. I don't want you guys spending your own personal money ever. So we did find out a way to get a bank card, and unfortunately, there are a few forms involved with it. So, the first form that you will be signing is the release of liability. So, I mean, you can read through this all yourself, but I will sum it up for you. Basically, it's saying that you have the card, that you will take any responsibility if something goes wrong. You basically are also saying that you are only spending the money that you asked to spend. Obviously, like I said, with the estimates, it's not going to be a perfect dollar amount. But everything that you wrote on the request form should be the only things that you're purchasing. If something changes between the time you go to purchase and the time that you requested the funds, you do need to contact one of us as soon as possible and make the appropriate adjustments for that. And then I do have, you understand that it is your responsibility. So the thing with the card is if you check it out, nobody else can use it, nobody else can possess it. You're in charge of that card, so if somebody loses the card at the end of the day, it's going to come back on you, even if you gave it to them to use. You will not be able to return the card without all of the receipts. That is also stated in here. And then it also states that if you misuse the card in any way, you will not be able to have the privilege to use the card anymore. Like I said, we did this as a convenience to everybody, and it's really important that we are like following the rules and doing our best to not abuse the privilege. I do also have in here that if the card is lost, that there will be a card replacement fee. I haven't looked into how much it costs to replace the card, but I'm assuming no more than $5. Like I said, let's just avoid that at all costs. So here you're just going to print your name and sign your name and date it, and then whoever's checking out the card to you will also sign and date this form. If for some reason you do use your own money, there's a reimbursement form. This will be done sorry, my dogs are being crazy. This will be done like very rarely, hopefully, since we do have a card for you. So you will need to fill out this form, and you will have to have every single receipt, or else we cannot reimburse you the full amount. The full amount will not be able to be reimbursed, like I just said, if you don't have all receipts, because we have to prove that we're not just giving you like a random amount of money. So you will add the date, the project and activity, who submitted the form. So this will be the person that made the purchase, and their student number, and then their phone and email. So we have that, so then we can contact you if we have any questions. And probably we will be contacting you for the method that you want your reimbursement. Um, and then description. So this will basically be what was on the fund request form. And this should match your receipts. So, and then this is for my use when I receive this. But basically, what will happen is you will sign, or I will sign here, and then you will sign here, just saying that you received the reimbursement. And then next we have the card check in and check out. So once again, after you sign the liability form, you will be signing the card checkout form as well. This is just saying that you have received the SADA card. It is really specific, the day and the time, but this is just to keep track of the chain of possession. So then if something does happen, this can save you. So yes, you'll be signing and dating, and then I will be myself or Madeline. Madeline also has a card. We'll be signing and dating as well. And then same thing with the check-in. It's the only thing that's different on the check-in is that you have turned it in with the proof of purchase, which are going to be receipts. Again, with the day and the time. Like I said, we do this because if I say, oh, I never received the card, but you're like, no, I gave you the card. These forms we can refer back to and say like, okay, you did turn it in. That's my fault. I lost the card or something. So yes, this stuff is really important, guys. It probably seems really annoying, but it's only going to help you. So then after you do have your activity and you've purchased all of your stuff, you will do a post-activity write-up. Again, what activity you did, the date of the activity, and what committee it was a part of. Here you'll just write what happened, number of participants, if it was successful or not. Once again, I do have all of this in the description. The learning outcomes, what you would do again, what maybe you wouldn't do again, and that's what you'll put here. I also have participant feedback. I feel like that's really important to see if the participants enjoyed the activity or not. And this isn't going to hurt you at all. It's just going to show improvement and kind of prove that we did the activity and if it was good or not. So then here you record the time spent. So if you've done community service, it's pretty much the same thing. You're going to log your hours. Here it says the date the planning started, hours of preparing, hours carrying out the activity. Again, pretty self-explanatory. And then you'll write down here whoever turned it in. You will attach the participant log to this activity write-up. And this is what the participant log looks like. This also might seem pretty annoying, but especially with COVID and everything, we want to make sure that we keep track of who attends our events and who doesn't. And not just COVID, if any adverse thing happens, we need to be sure that we're keeping track of who's there and who wasn't. So again, whatever activity you were part of, the activity date, and then the start time and the end time. So with the start time, you will start your time as soon as the first person shows up. So if the event's not till 10:30 and somebody shows up at 10, then your start time should be 10 o'clock. Again, just to keep track of who's there and who's not. So once again, this just says attached to the post-activity write-up. Yeah, so I think that's about it. If anyone has any questions or anything to add on, please let me know, or your executive members, let them know. We are all happy to help you and to clear up any confusion or questions that you might have for us. So thank you so much, guys.